Hey, we back up in this thing Tuesday night. Ross and Risky. What up, my boy?
What's going on, man?
Everything is everything. You dig? We up in here. Damn, I'm getting pop-ups on my computer early. We talking some John Wall tonight. Y'all know in this show, man, we talk about sports and the coaches. We always mix in a little bit of hip-hop, some R&B, whatever's going on in the culture. Maybe some politics here and there as well. Tap in with us, man. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, we definitely appreciate all the love and support out there, man. Anybody who's ever tapped in with us, thank y'all. You know what I mean? Definitely I'm getting to some sports today. We're gonna go back and revisit week 2 preseason. Dylan Gabriel, we got to talk about that. We saw Shedeur Sanders week 1. We saw his counterpart week 2, and so we'll discuss. They have named a starter in Indianapolis for the Colts. They've named a starter, and some people are surprised by it. We'll talk that. And I watched the Monday Night Football game, and when I was concerned for a really good quarterback that I watched yesterday play, we'll talk about the Bengals as well before we get up out of here. But let's go, Ross. Stunning, and I don't know if it's stunning. I thought he was already retired after everything that went down, but I guess it's official now. John Wall, NBA point guard, former first overall draft pick out of the University of Kentucky, has officially announced he is retiring from the National Basketball Association.
Yeah, man. Shout out John Wall. Great career. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you want to say he lived up to the hype of coming out of high school, what we thought, probably the best high school tape ever for me and my like age group and us the time. John Wall, that was like the beginning of hoop mixtape for us. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was just like John Wall was crazy. Everybody seen that highlight tape. We was watching that in school, when we were supposed to be doing work on the computer. Like, you know what I'm saying? So shout out John Wall. Whether or not there's a conversation to be had with how we look at these careers with guys that made a lot of money, made a couple All-Stars, and maybe didn't win. I think that's the bigger conversation, whether, however you want to feel about his career. But, yeah, I think John Wall, if you go back and you look what he was able to do going to Kentucky, they won a lot of games. They didn't win it all, but they kind of changed that culture with Calipari at Kentucky. They were the ones coming in with that stat class. John Wall was clear-cut the best player on the team. Then going to Washington, making Washington a playoff team, even though they never could beat LeBron. You know what I'm saying? It was a playoff team. We ain't seen Washington consistently make the playoffs since. You know what I'm saying? So, what he was able to do at the end, it got a little rocky. A couple teams, paid him to stay home. And I think he was able to keep getting them bags. But, yeah, shout out John Wall, man. I think John Wall is like his style of play with the behind the back and the being that athletic and kind of like showy. He was kind of like, I'm not going to give him Iverson the way he changed, but like John Wall was one of those ones where like he changed the way guards had to play. It's a couple guys where I guess you would say like shifters. Where they shift. Yeah. Like John Wall was that where like now you got to go get guards.
Or you got to get somebody to stay in front of that. Yeah,
exactly.
When I think John Wall, the first thing I think, man, and this again, I'm going back to like the memories and want to remember the good times.
And at guard 6'4" from Kentucky, welcome to
DC, John,
number 2, John.
Come on, man. That's what we remember John when he's coming out. Young cat hitting that thing. Pause.
Yeah, I would say with the Dougie and John Wall, that was you know what I'm saying? He deserves some royalties on that song. That's like O.T. Genesis crip walking. You know what I'm saying?
I know, it was his thing. You know what I'm saying? It was literally his thing, man. John Wall, heck of a career. Like you said, he may be like that first generation that like really had like that crazy mixtape. He actually, and maybe hopefully people will do it now, give him his props. I'm gonna give him his props right now. He gets left out of those athletic point guard conversations. For some reason, his name always kind of gets omitted. He actually won the dunk contest. Say whatever you want to say about the dunk contest. He won a dunk contest. Like he was somebody he was known for having bounce, having hops, and got his ass in the dunk contest and won it. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's a compilation of John Wall blocks where like he was one of the best at that. Like
he was some of his stats. He had a season where he averaged a little over a block a game, which he's a point guard. Averaging more than a block a game is crazy as a point guard. I was actually surprised he only made one all defensive team. I thought that he would have made more all defensive teams than he did because of the blocks, steals. He was always a guy playing the passing lane. Only made one all defensive team.
We come on now. We know who was getting all of them. That probably didn't.
Chris Paul was making all of them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my man. Hold on. You know I got to do when we talk about Chris Paul.
Shout out my nigga Gucci.
I ain't even put him in a hold
on. Shout out my nigga Gucci.
You know what I'm saying? My daughter's waving at me, my youngest daughter. Okay, why are we waving? Okay, cool. She just started waving at me. But yeah, with his style, like you was talking about, coming out of high school, man, I promise you, I'm willing to take him in terms of athleticism, speed, agility. He's in the conversation. For me, he's in the conversations with the Derrick Roses, the Steve Francis. I'm talking about like the top guys. You know what I'm saying? Like he's
at one point it was D Rose, Russ, and John Wall. As far as athletic, like I'm
gonna be honest with you. Not with the basketball, maybe, but I'm talking about like if you line them up on the baseline and tell them go, I think John Wall foot speed wide is faster than all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you just get on the baseline and say, you know what I'm saying, go.
Race.
I think John Wall is better than him. Yeah. I'm sorry, not better, but I think he's faster than him. I'm trying to think because I want to say something about Ja Morant in relation to John Wall. Ja is a different jumper than John Wall, so it's kind of hard to compare him because Ja is a smaller guy too, and he just jumps into the air. You know what I'm saying? But John Wall would dunk on you. You know what I'm saying? Could get to the cup, finish. Like he was something amazing. Made 5 straight All-Star games, and then unfortunately, right after that, kind of got hurt, and that just kind of derailed everything. So he came into the league 2010, first overall pick. Just to go back through his history. First overall pick in 2010, makes the all-rookie team. And then he goes on a run from 2014 to 2018 where he makes 5 straight All-Star appearances. And he was 3rd team All-NBA in 2017. And as I said before, alluded to, he was 2nd team All-Defense in 2015. So things were going well for John Wall in terms of All-Star games, accolades, and then he got the injury. Because he had just made his first All NBA in 2017, and then I think it was 2018 when he first started getting nicked up and injured, and then he started missing. I think he missed like 2 years. Washington kind of soured on him. But man, him and Bradley Beal was something to watch. They never got that consistent third guy they needed. I always thought they needed a guy who was in his class, maybe like a Paul George type guy, maybe not Paul George, but like a Paul George light type guy, just like a athletic 3 who they could kind of play off of. Can you imagine John Wall and Bradley Beal in their prime with an athletic 3 man? You know what I'm saying? Who can like do a bunch of stuff. It would have been nice.
Yeah, I remember.
That's no disrespect to like the Otto Porter. I think they played with Otto Porter for a while.
That's what it was. It was Otto Porter.
No disrespect to Otto Porter. You know what I'm saying? I think Otto Porter was really good. I just think maybe somebody a little bit, it's a step, you know what I'm saying, above Otto Porter. I give you a name, like a Pascal Siakam, you know what I'm saying, type guy, a guy who, like a young Pascal. I'm not talking about like now he's making all this, a young guy who can play multiple positions, athletic, can defend. You know, I think John Wall though was a special guard. I don't know, Ross, if based on what he did in his career, he's a Hall of Famer, right? With 5 All-Star appearances. But you know, we saw Reggie Miller get in with 5 All-Star appearances. right? I don't think he's as good as Reggie Miller. I'm just saying he only got 5 All-Star appearances, 1 All-NBA, and an All-Defensive team. I don't think he gets in. Let me give you a name though to compare him to. Who would you take? Not necessarily their career. I guess maybe we're talking about their career. And this is not to denigrate John Wall. I'm just trying to compare him to someone who was a contemporary a bit, because I was thinking about who to compare him with. Russ got the MVP and all other stuff. He took off. He's somewhere different. Obviously, Steph is somewhere different. And so I was looking at a guy whose career kind of took off around the same time. Again, John Wall made 5 straight All-Stars from 2014 to 2018. Let me give you a guy who also, Ross, made those All-Star teams around the same time. He made 5 straight. Where did he go? Kyle Lowry. Who would you go in terms of career? Because I think Kyle Lowry's a 6-time All-Star. He made 6 straight, I want to say. Let me make sure I'm correct on that.
John Wall's better than Kyle Lowry.
So you would take John as a talent, or just like a career, or just whatever? You taking him over Kyle? Because Kyle Lowry, again, he's 6-time All-Star. So again, I said John Wall made his first All-Star team in 2014. He went to 5 straight, 2014 to 2018, and Kyle Lowry went to 6 straight from 2015 to 2020. So at the same time, they were at the peak of their powers, right, in terms of All-Star appearances.
I'm taking John Wall over Kyle Lowry.
Okay, I'm with you. I think.
See, that's the conversation. That's the conversation, because now, like Kyle Lowry, he never had to lead a front. Like he never.
That's what I was gonna say. Right.
Number one, Kyle Lowry. You know, he was like a number 3 at most.
Talking Kyle Lowry, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, but then at the end of the day, if John Wall could have maybe, you know, been able to accept being a 3 and being more like Kyle Lowry, his career maybe could have been extended. So that's the conversation with those type of arguments. Me personally, I'm sure John Wall was more influential. Nobody never said, I want to play like Kyle. Well, maybe a couple people, but like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody ain't never really like, it was just like, you know, Kyle Lowry, he a competitor. But it wasn't really. Kyle Lowry is like a way better Patrick Beverly. Like Kyle Lowry just took a lot of charges. It was smart, you know what I'm saying? Hit a couple big shots.
Yeah.
But Kyle Lowry wasn't, you know, you wasn't really modeling your game after Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Though. In terms of the influence, though, man, we got to really go back and give John Wall his card. I'm with you. I don't think it's not quite Iverson influence, right? But man, I tell you what, though, I say that, but that's because I was influenced by Iverson. I'd have to talk to some of these young cats. I bet you they would say that he probably, because like you said, with the dancing, he was the first one that was coming out doing all the dancing. And, you know what I mean?
And you got to think of what he did for like number 1, like it became, he kind of was the first one to kind of embrace it. Like, I'm number 1 recruit. You know, I'm going to Kentucky. I'm the man. It was like the NCAA. I don't know if it was just him because he had the charisma, or if it was Cal with the marketing at Kentucky. But very rarely do we see somebody come in and show their personality and be that charismatic and like we say, influential. Like you ain't really seen, like Zion wasn't like that. When we all followed Zion from his freshman year in high school, Zion didn't have the aura that John Wall had. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not too many dudes. It was a lot of number 1 dudes in the nation. Not too many on was John Wall.
And he's correct me if I'm wrong, him and DeMarcus Cousins, they're Calipari's first Kentucky class, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was them.
It was those two, and they had the other guard that went to the league, Eric Bledsoe. Yeah, those 3 were the guys that was the first that they started the Kentucky thing with Calipari. Right. Obviously, Calipari at Memphis had a great run already, but they were the first ones to come with him to Kentucky. And I mean, obviously they were there for a short time. Now it was fun watching those guys play, right, while they were there. But yeah, he like Coach Cal allowed him to have his personality when he got to Washington. People forget, Washington was transitioning from everything that had just happened with Gilbert Arenas, with the gun stuff and him get, you know what I'm saying? And then now you bring in a guy who's going to literally replace him, playing the same position, who's this fun-loving guy, young kid, dancing, you know what I'm saying? The big smile, got a flashy game. And so it was like a seamless transition, really, in Washington. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, him and Bradley Beal was fun to watch. Like you said, they didn't have the great playoff success, but we can't sit back and act like anyone ever thought Bradley Beal and John Wall were in a position to win a championship either.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we can't
like,
down them.
We expect them to beat Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out them. They won a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They won the game. You know, that's it.
Yeah, they didn't have the dogs, you know what I'm saying, with them. No disrespect to nobody who was on the team. Like I said,
Washington's just not the situation. That's another conversation that we was talking about when we was, not to jump on it again with the Kobe T-Mac conversation, but just where you get drafted. Like, I believe him going to Washington, he did the best he could do. Like, they made one Eastern Conference Finals, I think it was. Other than that,
I think you just capped on that. I don't think they made no Eastern Conference Finals. I think they made the second round.
Was it? Let's see.
Yeah, because I'm looking at his playoff record. He only the most games he ever played in the playoffs was 13.
Okay, so
unless they were sweeping motherfuckers.
Let's see.
That was 2017
finish.
Say it again.
What was their best playoff finish? I'm looking at
it. This is going to be in 2017. So let me see. In 2017, let me see what they did in 2017. So they beat Atlanta, and then they lost to Boston in 2017.
Okay, so the second round's the furthest they ever went.
Yeah, that's the furthest they went, was the second round.
Okay. My bad. I could be wrong. But, okay, so even with that Boston team right there, I'm looking at it. That was Isaiah Thomas when he was going stupid. You remember Isaiah?
Yeah. This is before the injury. This is when they was going to give Isaiah Thomas $200 million.
Ooh. But you remember in the playoffs, he was going stupid. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's just like they always ran into something where they was undermatched.
Just to go back, because you were talking about earlier, like, did he live up to I mean, listen, he was the number one overall pick. I think he did what a number one overall pick is supposed to do. He turned the team around and made them a playoff team. Now, they didn't have great success in the playoffs, but again, he didn't have anything else around him. The second round, I think that's probably maxing out with him and Bradley Beal. I don't know how much better they can do, because him and Bradley, you know what I'm saying? Like, neither one of it's not like John Wall is a 6'6" point guard, or Bradley Beal is like, a 6'8" two guard. You know what I'm saying? Both of them are kind of a little bit undersized for the positions. Bradley Beal a little taller than I thought he was, but I mean, I'm not saying John Wall is undersized. I'm just saying, like, he's about average size. He's not like a big point, like a huge point guard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So that go back to my conversation where I was saying situation matters. So if John Wall gets drafted, I don't know how that draft was, but let's say if John Wall got drafted to another organization, we say the Knicks or a bigger market. You know what I'm saying? Where they're able to bring in free agents around them. They're really able to make it work. Like, he could have had a whole different, you know what I'm saying? That's why that situation matters. I think with him, like, you went to Washington. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and he did choose to stay and get the money. I think similarly like Dame, certain guys, like, it's hard to, after that first real contract, say, nah, I want to leave because I want to go play for it. Nah, you're going to go and take that max. You know what I'm saying? He took the max.
And I'm looking at the 2010 draft. That's when he came out.
Mm-hmm.
it was. I mean, no disrespect to the draft. It's a lot of good players. I don't think a lot of. I don't see any. I mean, maybe one.
I see after him, Paul George is the only guy remaining.
So that's the last one left from the 2010 draft right now is Paul George. So let me give you the top 10 picks in that draft. So obviously we talked about it. John Wall was one. You had Evan Turner was two. Evan Turner, I ain't gonna lie to you. At Ohio State, Evan Turner was absolutely killing. I never believed in him in the NBA, but he was killing at Ohio State. So John Wall was one. Evan Turner two. Derek Favors out of Georgia Tech was three. Wesley Johnson from Syracuse fame was four. DeMarcus Cousins, his team at Kentucky, was five.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, but what the hell was Golden State thinking? They took Odu from Baylor. Jeez. Okay. Greg Monroe, who was had a solid career, was seven. Al Farouk Amino, who again was solid. He was eight. Gordon Hayward was nine, made a couple of all-star teams out of Butler. Paul George, who you talked about, was 10. So that was the top 10. If we go through the lottery, which is to 13, Cole Ulrich out of the center out of Kansas was number 11. Xavier Henry out of Kansas, a guard, was number 12. And then Ed Davis, power forward from North Carolina, was number 13. He went to Toronto. And then when you go through, there's some other names that get Eric Bledsoe, John Wall's teammate, went number 18 in the draft to OKC. I think he got traded that same day. He got traded from Miami. He went number 18. Avery Bradley from UT went to the Boston Celtics at 19. Jordan Crawford went 27 to Jersey. He ended up having a really good career. Shout out to Jordan Crawford. Anybody else you missed? Hassan Whiteside. That was a hell of a steal from him. He went second round, pick 33. That's a steal because he played pretty. Yeah, he ended up having a solid career. So shout out to Hassan Whiteside. Now Lance Stevenson is in that draft. He was a second round pick, number 40. Shout out to Lance. Lance will make him dance.
So if you really look at it,
but it's not a lot of it's not a bunch of, the only potential Hall of Famer in that thing is DeMarcus and Paul George to me.
DeMarcus ain't making no Hall of Fame. Nah.
I think it's close. You don't I think Paul George is in. You don't think, let me see how many All-Stars DeMarcus got. Oh, no, he's on 4 times.
They not rocking.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. My fault. Yeah, he ain't make.
But for example, if Philly would have got the number 1 pick and been able to get John Wall, I think it's totally different.
Just the market, you saying?
Right, and at that time they had Iguodala, Lou Williams. They had some guys where Drew Holiday, you know what I'm saying, where now you able to move whoever you want. You got John Wall, you can bring in the star. Like, so it's just I think it's just unfortunate where you land, and certain guys make the most of it. Paul George on here, he go to Indiana. At that time, Indiana really wasn't shit. He made Indiana a threat. That right there is good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? All them other guys, yeah.
Damn, they had another teammate drafted too. Patrick Patterson got drafted number 14 to the Rockets. Mm-hmm. I think he was the old head on the team though. But shout out to John Wall though, man. Hell of a career for John Wall, man. We gonna remember him from the good times. I'm not gonna remember him from the Houston days when they made him go home, and they paid him handsomely to go home, to the tune of like $40-some million to stay home. But in his heyday, I mean, fun in the floor. I know you ain't gonna like when I say this, Ross, because I don't think the point guard, the traditional point guard no longer exists. I don't consider any of these point guards actual point guards. They're all just scorers to me. I think John Wall was still out of that point guard mode. He was still a dime dropper. He wasn't a guy that was going to be a volume shooter. He was going to be getting to the cup. If he can't lay you or dunk you, he dropping it off to somebody.
Okay, I got a good question for the chat and for you. Are we taking John Wall or are we taking Baron Davis?
I think Baron. See, for me, it's difficult because I'm younger than BD. So I think, I came up watching BD. So I'm gonna take, as y'all was here in Florida, as a jit, I was watching BD. So I would take BD personally. I'm gonna take Baron Davis. But I don't know, I think John Wall probably had a better NBA career in terms of all-star appearance and stuff like that.
Yeah, John Wall.
But I think Baron Davis was in a very difficult NBA, though, for him when he was in that motherfucker. It was a very difficult NBA.
Ooh, that's tough. So BD played 13 years. John Wall played 11 years. BD 3-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA. John Wall 5-time All-Star, 1-time NBA. But BD led the league twice in steals.
How you lead the league twice in steals and never make an all-defensive team is beyond mine.
Because they was giving them all to Chris Paul. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. They was giving them all to Chris Paul.
You and Kendrick Perkins hate Chris Paul, apparently. I didn't even realize people had to put me on game after our show last week. They were like, yo, Kendrick Perkins said that Chris Paul not even in his top 10. I was like, fuck out of here. I didn't catch that. And my man Kendrick is saying, yeah, he don't even got CP in his top 10. Jesus.
I'm saying, I'm looking at BD. He had some playoff runs. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I think just Baron Davis was just in an era where, like, he got a box against, he came in. When did he come in the league? Baron Davis came in the league and win.
So BD
99. So 99, technically, you still got a box with John. I think John Stockton was still in the league, maybe like a year. But you still got, obviously, Jason Kidd still getting it in. Who else? Steve Nash is running around.
So like when he made the All-Star team. So when he made the All-Star team, this the guys he going up against. He got
Iverson, Marbury,
Gary Payton, Steve Francis, Kobe, Jason Kidd, Baron Davis. So the guards was Allen Iverson, Jason Kidd, Baron Davis, the point guards. And then on the other team, it was Steve Nash, Steve Francis, Gary Payton, and Kobe. So yeah, it's tough company because it's a lot of great stars. It's Hall of Famers that wasn't even. I mean, you got Stephon Marbury. You had dudes who were perennial all-stars at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Like he had too many people he was trying to box with. So let me go to. This is 2005. So he didn't make the All-Star team in 2005. Let me give you the guards in 2005. On the East, Iverson started. Off the bench, you had Gilbert Arenas was the backup. That was crazy. In the East. In the West, that's when they weren't doing by position. So technically, Kobe started at the point. He's not really a point. But the other guards was you had Steve Nash. So you got to remember also at that time, they weren't doing it necessarily by position. So the starters, for example, the starting five in the West in 2005 was Kobe, T-Mac, Yao Ming, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Yeah, you're not cracking that. And then off the bench, you got Ray Allen, Manu Ginobili, Dirk Nowitzki, Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash, Sean Marion, and my nigga Rashard Lewis. Shout out my nigga Gucci. Shout out my man from the crib.
That's real for making it.
Yeah, and over in the East, off the bench, you had D Wade, Jermaine O'Neal, Ilgauskas, Paul Pierce, Gilbert Arenas, Ben Wallace, Jameson. I'm not sure if he's in the East or the West, because I could have did maybe without one of them bigs. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool on them. You know what I mean? But
right, but yeah. So John Wall, it's a lot of guys. I think BD's one. I think we got to look at John Wall. Like Chauncey Billups wasn't even making the All-Star game.
I really wish more of these young guys, though. I know all these young guys give the props to Steph. They want to be like Steph. I just wished because he's retiring now, man, put on some tape of John Wall. That's my plea to the young cats out there. Put on some tape of John Wall. Because not everybody, listen, I know everybody can't be as athletic and as fast as John Wall, but I promise you, there's somebody out there who has somewhere near their athleticism, and they're trying to play like Steph and shoot a bunch of threes. Let me give you an alternative, right? Here's a guy in John Wall who got it done like this with speed and straight speed and quickness.
What do you think would have prolonged his career? Like what there was one thing that he never figured out, though, I think.
What's that?
He never got that go-to, like he had a little pull-up, mid-range, but like he never had that go-to if he couldn't get to the basket, like, a turnaround, whatever it is, turn your back and shoot or whatever it is like I think similar to like a job. It's just once that step got a little slower and you couldn't really get to the basket as much. I don't know. John Wall developed a jumper or a go-to move. I don't know what it is, but it was like he was still missing one aspect. It was just one aspect.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. I just think that like he got injured so early in his prime, because I think what happens is when you have the type of speed and athleticism that he had, you don't need that stuff because you can just go by guys. You can just blow by guys and you'll figure it out then. I think what would have happened if he doesn't get those injuries is that eventually he starts figuring it out as he becomes a veteran player. But because he had the injuries early, now you got somebody who's got a 20-something, like a late 20 mindset in terms of like, this is how I play. But now your body's betraying you. So, you just, I think it was a tough thing. And then when you get to a situation like he got to in Houston to where they're like paying him to stay home, now you're getting involved in the business of basketball. You know what I'm saying? And so.
Who's kind of in that John Wall position for me?
Who that?
De'Aaron Fox.
I think that's a really good comp. And they both played for Colorado.
Right, and even though De'Aaron Fox ain't gonna dunk on you like John Wall was, I feel like kind of like that same point of their career where they both kind of got to figure out a in between. Yeah, when you can't get.
I really like that comp. I mean, I was like you said, like it's tough to find a direct one-to-one comp for him because it's really no point guards that play with the speed, the quickness, and the hops that he has. The only one would be like a Ja. But they just are so different in terms of their game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because I just saw a clip from like last year where John Wall, who is a younger player in terms of like just now retiring, he was saying that the NBA is unwatchable to him. He was like, the game changed so much. I was like, nigga, you was just in the league. Like, what do you mean the game changed so much? You know what I'm saying? But
you're trying to be in the league. What you mean?
Yeah, it was like the game changed so much. He said the game changed so much it's unwatchable. I'm like, God damn, John. Like, but yeah, man, John Wall, I think he's out of that last era of like actual point guards. You know what I'm saying? Where like you had to be able to pass the ball at a high level. I don't think that now teams aren't requiring their point guards to be able to pass the ball at a high level. When I say a high level, see, and we might have to have a whole show about this. When I look at these guys' stats now in terms of assists, I have to gauge assists differently now than I would, because I'm seeing guys averaging 8-9 assists, but I'm watching the game and I'm like, they're not passing nobody open. They just, okay. So, but it is an assist technically if the big man gets the rebound, he kicks it to me at the 3-point line, I throw that bitch up the court to Ross, he just takes a 3 and he makes it. Well, technically that's an assist because that's the new game now. Everybody shoots the 3. So technically that's an assist. But when I'm looking at that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how these guys are getting all these assists, because they're just catching the ball, 1-2 dribbles, throw it up the court. A guy catches it, takes a 3, an assist. And it's like, okay, but that's not like, we got to look at it differently than like a Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was averaging 9-10 assists, and all them shits was like this. You know what I'm saying? All them shits was off of that. It wasn't just throwing it up the court and somebody taking a shot. Maybe one a game was like that. Other than that, it was, you know what I'm saying? So what's the meme they got of Magic Johnson? You know what I'm saying? It was all that.
I love that.
It was all that. All right, let's go, man. Let's change gears. Shout out to my man LeVar Ball. Let's go to the gridiron, man. Let's go to the gridiron. Where we want to go first, Ross? We want to talk Travis Hunter. We want to talk the Colts. We want to go. Oh yeah, we got some. Yeah, Travis got some issues. We want to talk Travis. We want to go to the Colts, or we want to go to everybody to Black America's favorite team, the Cleveland Browns. Where we going?
We got to talk about Dylan Gabriel. That was
okay.
What,
let's go to the Browns.
What was that for last Friday? We got to talk about that.
Yeah. Shout out to Dylan Gabriel. We played a game 2 of preseason against the what did they play? They played the Eagles, right?
Yeah, played the Eagles.
Played the Eagles. Let me get his numbers up so we make sure we're on the same page. Dylan Gabriel was 13 for 18 passing, 143 yards. He did throw a pick 6.
Pick 6. He fumbled too.
He did have a fumble as well. Now the fumble, I thought it was kind of a little, but he fumbled. Listen, you put the ball on the ground, you put the ball on the ground. We got to keep it a buck. So he fumbled. The pick 6 looked like it was it. Here's the way I was taught football. If it's 2 receivers in the same area, somebody did something wrong. And if you look at the pick 6, you got the tight end and the receiver literally damn near side by side. So I'm going to assume somebody did something wrong. I don't know if it was Dylan Gabriel with the call, if it was the receiver, the tight end, but somebody did something wrong and he threw the ball to that area and it was a pick 6. Is that what you saw? I'm just saying what I saw.
Yeah, it for sure was a mix-up. I don't care about that, though. He threw the ball. He threw the ball.
Okay.
He threw the ball. Come on now. We're not getting.
He threw the ball.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
So what are you saying? So what are you saying? Because he threw the ball. What does that mean?
I'm saying it's a pick. It's a bad throw. He tried to force it, even though they both was in the same spot, and we know somebody ran the wrong thing. He threw the ball.
Okay, don't make me do this, Ross, because I can do it. Pause. I can put up some footage though, Ross. If you look at the breakdown of the footage, Ross. If you look at the breakdown of the footage, Ross, this is when he threw the ball. Now, I don't know what route combination in the history of football would call for this, would call for that, Ross. Talk to me.
You screenshotted when he threw the ball? Hey, y'all. Look, y'all. Y'all, this is, come on, man.
No, we talking. No, we talking ball. Come on, we talk ball. Pause. We talking ball.
No, you're right. It's a messed up play. It was a terrible situation. I don't have no.
Now watch carefully, Ross. Watch carefully. Watch what the tight end does, because the tight end recognizes, it's a receiver right above me. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be here. Now, see the tight end's hands right there. What is his hands getting ready to do, Ross? What does it look like it's getting ready to do to you?
Play it.
Look like he's getting ready to catch the ball, right?
Right.
Okay, now watch what the tight end does. Watch what the tight end does now, Ross. Oh, let me get it. Hold on. Here we go. Watch the tight end carefully, Ross. That's because I'm throwing the ball to a spot. That's what NFL quarterbacks do, is throw the ball to a spot. And watch what this tight end does. Now, why the hell would the tight end bring his hands back like that? One more time. Watch the tight end. Hands up. He pulls his hands back because he sees the damn receiver and said, oh, shit. Now, why the hell would he do that?
He cut.
Now, why would he do that? You got to talk to me now. I'm just keeping it a buck now. I'm not a Dylan Gabriel
I
fan.
can't get in his head. I don't know. He's cut. He probably won't be on the team. Man, shout out my nigga Gucci. Shout out my nigga Gucci.
Hey, if I'm Gabriel, I'd be like, why the hell did you not catch the ball? Why are you doing this, bro? What are you doing? Like, you there already.
When would you ever do that in football?
Right. When would you ever go from this to, I don't know.
Yeah.
And shout out to whoever to that corner. That corner is from UT, so shout out to him. Shout out to the Longhorns, baby. He had transferred to UT. I think he played somewhere else before, maybe Clemson. Before, I can't remember where he was at before, but he transferred to UT last year, so we're gonna claim him. And he took that thing to the house. We taught him how to play DB over there in Texas. He took that thing to the house. But yeah, I'm not sure why first of all, clearly it's a bad something happened with the route combination, and then the tight end decided that he didn't want to catch the football. So I'm with you. He might be getting cut. But to your point, Dylan Gabriel did throw it. Why would he do this though? Why would he go from I'm going to catch the ball to no, I'm not going to catch the ball?
But can we rewind and see the whole play?
Yeah, we can. Oh, I can. How far back? I don't go that far back on this particular clip.
Okay.
What do you want to see? You want to see like Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, I just want to see like, you know what I'm saying? Did he see that they was messing up?
It looks like he had the ball out so early. Now, look, to your point, I think the whole thing was maybe he called the protection wrong. I don't know what he called in the huddle. So it could have been on him from the jump in terms of what he called. Did he call something hot, you know what I'm saying, at the line that had the, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what he called. So I'm not putting it on him. I'm just simply saying anytime I see two receivers or receiving a tight end and that close, I know something's wrong. Something's definitely wrong.
Somebody messed up. Yeah.
Somebody messed up. I don't know who it was. Now, I'm fine with putting on the quarterback. I'm totally fine with putting on the quarterback because you're the one supposed to get everybody in the right place. But 13 for 18, 143 yards ain't bad, though, Ross.
Yeah. He definitely was getting them third downs and driving up the field for sure.
Now, to Shador's point, Shador had 2 touchdown drives. I think Gabriel had him on, I think, maybe 3 field goals. I think he drove him that, maybe 3 or 4 field goals he got him to get. He didn't get in the end zone. But 13 for 18 is, that's solid. 143, okay. A pick, 6. Got to keep that a buck. And then he lost a fumble as well. A lot of people were saying that they felt like his height. Go ahead.
I'm looking at the play. I'm actually, I see it from the other perspective. The guy was crossing. It was a bad throw regardless. Either read was a bad read to the tight end and to the crossing guy, because the safety seen it. The guy who picked it off, he seen it the whole way, so he was dropping. So even if, let's say, even one of them catches the ball, he's setting them up for the kill shot.
Listen, again, I'm with you. I'm not
That's
blaming
just a bad read regardless.
I'm just simply saying it ended up being 2 guys right there. And so I think that made it easier for the safety because you got 2 guys right in the same space. So I'm saying,
right, but you had the tight end. The tight end flowed from the tight end just, went to the sideline, and
he was made a little drag route.
Right, but he was covered, and then the guy coming across the field, the safety was coming from up top and meeting them at the spot. So the safety just ended up shooting it and caught the ball. But even if that was a live catch, that guy gets killed. Either one who catches the yeah.
But that wasn't even really what had people talking in terms of Dylan Gabriel. People were like, they were posting that, oh, he threw a pick 6, he, lost a fumble. But what people were actually talking about were his comments that he made alluding to entertainers and players, right? Remember that? Did you catch that, Ross?
Yeah, he's salty. Yeah, he knew. See what happened. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened.
Hold on, before you go, let me play it for the people. Maybe you didn't see it, or just to refresh everybody. Here goes Dylan Gabriel. This is before the game, right? This is before the game. Here we go.
It's just part of it. There's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that. And my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing.
There are entertainers and they're competitors, and my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing.
did you see after the game?
He cleared it up.
Yeah. Because after the game, he knew he had to go answer them questions about that pick and that fumble, and Shedeur threw 2 touchdowns. So
you think he was? You don't believe his apology? You think he was taking a shot?
Oh, I think he was feeling the power before the game. Juiced up. He was feeling the power. I think, he realized his game didn't go quite as he thought. Even though he did play well, but it was no way he could go and double down on that after throwing the pick 6. So yeah, he had to clean up and save face and go in there and I didn't mean it, and hope that people liked what they saw. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Shedeur, he got all the talk and all the headlines, and he probably, if you look at it, I'm gonna be honest, the way Dillon Gabriel was commanding it, he did look like he kind of belonged. Like Dillon Gabriel ain't look terrible.
Right. He didn't look terrible.
It looked like, okay, he has some command, like he know what he's doing. Now, from what I learned, what we all forgot, Dillon Gabriel was in college for 6 years. He's 24. Dillon Gabriel he's older than half the quarterbacks who got drafted.
Hold on, Ross. How old do you think Shedeur Sanders is?
Shedeur ain't spent 6 years.
No, that's not my question. My question is, how old do you think Shedeur Sanders is?
If Shedeur Sanders is old, that's because he was probably.
Let me ask you one more time. You said this man is 24. How old do you think Shedeur Sanders is?
He's not as old as Dillon Gabriel.
Okay, I agree. He's not. But he's right behind him.
Shedeur Sanders was okay. He was born in 02.
No. Don't give me when he was born. He's 23.
Bro, Dillon Gabriel finna be 25 in December.
And he gonna be 20, and he gonna be 24 in February, right behind him.
Right, but Shedeur born 02, Dillon Gabriel born in 2000.
I don't give a fuck when he was born. I'm telling you that
they just got drafted the same year.
I know, and one is 24 and one is 23. What are you talking about?
Right, but depending on what time of the year you say that.
Well, I ain't got nothing to do with it. We in this time of the year, and right now he's 24 and he's 23 in this time of the year right now.
Right.
So we can't. It ain't an age thing that we gonna do.
But it is though, for real. Because because the NFL plays that game. That's the game that the NFL plays. It is.
They're virtually the same age, Ross.
It is an age thing.
They virtually the same age. One is 24, one's 23.
Right, but we've seen this.
And
Shedeur gave you 2 years of film at Colorado. They say whatever he did wasn't good enough. He ended up dropping to a 5th rounder. Dillon Gabriel gave you 6 years. He came in at UCF, ended up going to Oklahoma, ended up at Oregon. You still ain't seen what you need to see. Now he's he's still trying to show that he can play quarterback.
Every quarterback is trying to show they can play quarterback. Everybody that got picked is trying to show they can play.
I don't know.
I mean, today it came out that Flacco was named as the starter. I think everybody figured that out a long time ago. Flacco was going to start the season. I think Flacco should start. I think no matter if Shedeur gets promoted to second string or not, I think Dillon Gabriel, Flacco, Kenny Pickett, all of them should want Flacco to start the season, because I looked at that schedule. That's a tough schedule they got. They got the Bengals, they got the Ravens, they got Detroit, they got your team, Green Bay. You don't want no parts of that to start your NFL career. You want to stay away from all that. Stay away from that. So, yeah, I'm fine with Flacco starting taking them early L's. If I'm Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, he should. I think Flacco should be the starter. He can kind of get the most out of, like we say, that tough schedule. Sorry team. They got rid of Nick Chubb, who was kind of, the one bright spot for a while. Jerry Jeudy has played well, but
Yeah.
that's really it. So yeah, I think Joe Flacco to about second half of the season.
Yeah. Week
Think
8,
about Joe
9.
Flacco, he 1 sack away. You know what I'm saying?
Of
That's the
course.
best
I
part.
agree. Yeah. Yeah. When you that old and fragile, you know what I'm saying? You
Can't
ain't.
move. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ain't.
One missed assignment on TJ Watt, and yeah, and
And
that you
it's
know what I'm
over.
saying? That can happen. You know
Real talk.
that's
No,
like
I'm with you.
that it's more likely that will happen. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. Yeah, no, I 100% agree that like you can, you know, saying somebody messed up one time and now we in a whole other situation now.
For sure.
So yeah, I'm with you. So what do you think? Do you think that Cleveland keeps Shador? You think that Cleveland decides to trade Shador? People are saying that they're going to trade Kenny Pickett, that he may be on the trading block, that they trade Kenny Pickett and keep both of the rookies.
I would prefer for them not to and just let them go if you don't want them. I think,
but they're not going to keep 4 quarterbacks.
They got Huntley also.
Yeah, but they're not going to keep 5 quarterbacks. The most they're going to keep is 3. And real talk, Huntley, no one's talking about it. Every time he comes in, is playing solid.
Well, he already proved he's an NFL backup. Like,
Yeah, Huntley's solid.
He played in the playoffs.
Right, Huntley's solid.
So
you know what you kind of know what you're getting from Huntley.
Yeah, so I think Cleveland, if they were smart, they would keep Shador money wise, but it's gonna be too many narratives and too much drama around not playing him. If like I'm talking from an owner's perspective, not from my perspective. They're gonna look at it as too much drama, too many narratives. So like I would prefer for them to just let both of them go. Let both of them go. And if you really want to bring them in, now every team's kind of got to have a glimpse, business wise. I don't know. Can they trade him? Like he's theirs to trade. He got to make the roster first, right?
To my Pickett?
No. Shador and Dylan Gabriel.
Yes, they got to make the roster. What the hell is that playing? Hold on. What the hell I got going on over here? There we go. Yeah, they got to make. I mean, they got to make the roster. So we don't know what we know. Flacco is going to be the starter. We don't know who else is going to make the roster. They could keep Henry for all we know.
Right.
They could say, "Yo, Pickett, you've been hurt the whole," because he's been hurt pretty much all of, like right when preseason game started, he got hurt. So maybe they can say, "Yo, we're gonna trade Pickett, right? Maybe get a late round pick or whatever, and we keep Henry, right? Because like you said, we know he's at least a backup. Maybe we put him at number 2, and now we make it. At some point, I think I don't know that they keep. I don't think that like it's a foregone conclusion that both rookies stay on the roster. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they should get rid of both. Whether it's trade or release,
So okay, let's go. Let's see. So week 3 preseason. Let's go. Let me see who do. So let me see who the Browns play week 3. Hold on. Let's see who they play week 3 before we get to this. Because I want to say, if you're in the Shador camp, if you're advising him, so the Rams come to Cleveland week 3. They play a noon game on Saturday. Would you advise Shador to play in that game or not?
A noon game on Saturday. Who they play?
The Rams.
Maybe to get one more shot. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, if I'm Shador, I'm going out there. I guess it's not really in your power to just go ahead and say, play me a couple series. But if I'm Shador, I want just a couple series just to kind of show, like I think with his performance, I think he needed to just show just one more good drive of on time. Like he threw the touchdowns. I want to see him take the full command and just kind of like how I say Dylan Gabriel, like show that you really like, you got to solidify him, go without no doubt.
Yeah,
like give me 2 good drives, go right down the field. All right, sit me down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I listen. This entire offseason or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they've had him listed, Shedeur is who I'm referring to, as QB4. They've never moved him from QB4. He's always been QB4. So I don't know what it is that they want to see to move him from that, because he had a solid week 1. But again, I thought Gabriel was solid as well. He threw a pick 6. We can discuss that and who did what, He lost a fumble. But again, as I said before, we talked about Shedeur week 1, I said, I'm fine if Shedeur throws a pick. Like I think the preseason, what we want to see, and you're kind of alluding to it, are you taking command? How do you look back there? Because we know that like in the regular season that there are going to be picks. We know going to be back. There's going to be some bad plays. What I want to see is, do you have a command? Do you understand our offense? Are you moving things around correctly? Because right now we're not even playing against exotic defenses. These are very base defenses. Nobody's putting anything in at this point too exotic. So are we good? Right? So we'll see. Listen, I'm not rooting against Shedeur, but I gotta say this to the hood. I'm also not rooting against Gabriel. I think it's weird to root against somebody. Like, if I'm pro someone, I'm not rooting against somebody else, right? Like Ross, if I'm saying, I think Ross is better than, dude over there, I'm rooting for you just to do well. I'm not necessarily rooting against. I don't want to see old dude like trip over his feet. I just want to see old boy play, because I think that, like, if he plays his best and you play your best, you're better.
Fact.
That's what I want to see. I want to see both guys play their best, and let's see who's better. I'm fine with whoever's better. If you think Shedeur is better, then you should want to root for both guys play their best. Let Shedeur show everybody that he's better. It shouldn't be, oh man, I'm rooting for him to throw a pick, or I'm rooting for him to do this. Like, to me, that's weird. That gets into a weird space for me, because you rooting for somebody to fail is weird to me. Because like that, right? If the other side, and I ain't gonna say no names or no nothing, but you wouldn't like that if you say, oh, the other, they rooting for Shedeur to fail. So don't
they do. They are though. They are.
But like, they always gonna do that though. Like, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they probably rooting for Penix to fail. He ain't did nothing to nobody.
Exactly. but the thing is, like I said, we got to be honest. That's why I'm not gonna bash Dylan Gabriel. Do I believe if Shedeur would have had a fumble on the pick, that pick would have been shown on ESPN.
I agree.
First thing, over and over and over and over.
I'm gonna take it a step further, Ross.
Of the media.
I'll take it a step further. He might have been cut already had he thrown a pick 6. I'm gonna be 100%. As a 5th round draft pick, you throw a pick 6, you lose a fumble, you might be cut. We got 5 quarterbacks in camp. You might have gotten cut. I'm gonna be honest with you.
But see, this is my thing with you even saying that. Dylan Gabriel got drafted 1 round higher. So
2 rounds higher, sir. Whoa. 2 rounds higher, sir. I'm a 3rd round.
So he was 3rd round pick. So as a 5th round pick, if you do that, that's unacceptable. 3rd round.
No,
pick.
I'm not. No. Hold on. I'm not saying it's unacceptable. I'm just saying that, like, if a 5th round quarterback not named Shedeur Sanders has a fumble and throws a pick 6 and he gets cut, nobody's getting on the internet and saying, man, that's crazy. Nobody would say that. That's all I'm saying. Is that, like, I know that I'm acknowledging that, like, the Shedeur thing is different, but I'm just saying in general, a 5th round pick quarterback throws a pick 6, loses a fumble, and he gets cut, nobody's tripping. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. But I agree that the Shedeur thing is different. Mm-hmm. I agree with you on that. Because I don't think Shedeur was a 5th round pick. I think this quarterback class is bad, and I think that I had a 2nd round grade on him personally. That's what I had on. That was just me. Because I don't see a strong arm.
Second, third round would have been like.
Yeah, I thought second, third round was solid for him. I thought second round at best. I thought second round at best, third round, you're probably getting a good value for Shedeur at third round.
Right. It would have been a little gut punch, but you would have been like, all right, they just ain't think, I think we all kind of drank the tea a little bit with the top pick stuff.
Well, not me. All I drink is this old brown. I'm drinking this Martell tonight. I drink this old brown. This Martell. I don't drink no tea.
They for sure, devalued his stock. They
100%. It was purposely done.
If Drake over there suing UMG, Shedeur might have a case. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he the real.
Listen, Shedeur, do not go Drake. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not do it.
He might go. Cap did it too, though. You remember?
Well, don't follow Cappy. What's the movie? Tropic Thunder. What's my dude's name in Tropic Thunder when he say never go full retard? Don't go full I don't know if you can even say that no more in 2025.
Jesus.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Tropic Thunder said that. Robert Downey Jr. said that, not me. He said never go full. R word. Let's go to the Colts. Daniel Jones has been named as the starter for the Colts. Ross, are you surprised that Daniel Jones has been named as the starter over your man?
Man, this one hurt me because they gave up on Rich. See, they gave up on Richardson. The kid, he's younger than Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. He's very young, still, football wise, hasn't really been able to ever play a full season. Hasn't been able to stay healthy. Daniel Jones, I think we saw what we was gonna see with him in New York already. So I mean, like, if Richardson was winning you 5 games, 6 games, what you think Daniel Jones gonna do? So I think that's 7. More.
He might win 7.
No.
And just for the record, so we want to be accurate on the show. Richardson is a month older than Shedeur. He was born in. No, I'm sorry. Let me back up. Shedeur is a month older than him because Shedeur is born in February. He's born in March. But go ahead. Same year, 2022.
Yeah, I said he's younger, so I'm accurate.
I mean, I know, but I just want to like provide some because people go, oh, you mean he's young? Oh, he is technically a month younger than him. Go ahead. And he's been in the league now. This is how many years? This is his second year. All right, so don't act like your boy Shedeur is a spring chicken. But let's talk about Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. Dimes.
Yeah, Daniel Jones trash, man. Shame on him.
Wow. You going full trash?
Yeah, I'm going trash. Wow. I think Daniel Jones is a prime example of he had a couple good runs with the Giants. Daniel Jones, if he was a black quarterback, they would say he's just a runner. Ooh. Daniel Jones can't throw he's a white dude with little wheels on him. And he can make a couple throws, but mostly it's a lot of scramble, 4-yard gains, 5-yard.
Is he the new Mitchell Trubisky?
Exactly. That Daniel Jones is boo-boo.
Ooh. So Daniel Jones against Green Bay in week 2 was 7 for 11, 101 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. He was clean. Anthony Richardson. So Daniel Jones was 7 for 11, 101, 9.2 average. Richardson was 6 for 11, 73 yards, 6.6 average. He did take a sack.
Right, but this is the problem with the Colts. They run the dumbest system around. like they haven't tried to form like Richardson should be until he like first off, they should have been brought in a vet that Richardson could learn behind. They drafted him like I'm a Gator fan. With Richardson, he was not ready. He was not ready. You drafted him all off of potential. That's cool. Richardson ain't even play a whole season at Florida in the 2 years when he was the starter. You know, he had barely played a whole season's worth of games in 2 years. So you drafted him all off potential. So sit him down. Stop bringing him back from these injuries. Like it was one time where Richardson come back from the concussion, and then the next play, the next game, you doing quarterback runs, design runs, like running him more than the running back. It's like you never really tried to sit him down and like this is our 5-year plan. You drafted him off the potential. You knew he wasn't ready right now. That's not why you drafted. It's not like he killed at Florida and it's like, oh, this guy can come make a difference. No, you saw a guy that can run fast, jump high, throw far.
Had a big arm. Yeah.
Right. And you said, okay, he's young. We could get him in the NFL facility, get him under some real coaches and mold him. That's what you should have done. I think they wasted it. Similar to what Chicago did with Justin Fields. I think when Anthony Richardson leaves, we'll see better glimpses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I think, listen, kind of know what you're getting with Danny Dimes. I mean, he's not. I actually think he's better than you think he is. I don't think he's terrible.
Why do we call him Danny Dimes?
Huh?
Why do we call him Danny Dimes?
Danny Dimes, man.
When he dropped the dimes.
Hey, man, listen. If Shannon Sharp can call Wentz, walk it to him, Wentz, I can call Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. I mean, listen. I think that if there's a quarterback competition between those guys in terms of throwing the ball, I think Daniel Jones is going to win the quarterback competition in terms of throwing the football. I think he's a better thrower of the football than Anthony Richardson.
But what you mean thrower of the football? Like you think he reads defense? He can't.
Well, I don't think either one of them do that.
Anthony Richardson has more arm talent. It's just for Richardson do you ever watch film? Do you ever, you know what I'm saying?
Richardson for me at least, Richardson reminds me of Jameis Winston from the perspective of you're going to get a lot of touchdowns, you're going to get a lot of picks. Like that was the problem. I know, but the problem though is that I think that like if we're just watching in practice of who, that's what I'm saying. Like, because we got to understand, like, so for example, right? Let me give you some numbers. Let me give you a guy. Do you think Drew Lock is a good quarterback?
Drew Lock was decent at Missouri. Do I think he's NFL good quarterback? No.
I agree. Let me give you some numbers that he had in the preseason game too. He was 10 for 12, 129 yards, 10.8 average, and 2 touchdowns. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard to evaluate in this preseason because that sounds really good. But I agree with you. I know that's not Drew Lock, right? Yeah. I know that's not what he does. And that's what I'm saying is that, like, we're having to evaluate based on what we think is going to happen. So I agree with you, though. I don't think either guy is the answer. Now, personally, me, if I have a coin flip, I go with the more athletic guy, which would be Richardson. That's who I would go with.
Because I'm looking at Daniel Jones. I mean, he had 2 decent years where he threw 24 touchdowns, 12 picks. Like that's decent for Daniel Jones. That's bad for any other quarterback. But he had years where he throw 11 touchdowns, 10 picks, 10 touchdowns, 7 picks, 2 touchdowns, 6 picks, 8 touchdowns, 7 picks. So
you get no argument for me, Ross. I don't, I'm not
throwing that bitch away too. He throwing that bitch away and he tucking and running. Like Daniel Jones is taking that 3-yard rush. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I'm saying
that's
though
all
that like I think that like I'm with you in a real game. I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy, but I'm saying like in these controlled practices type things, I think Daniel Jones can potentially look better in these type settings. Is what I'm saying. I'm with you when the shit get real, right? Give me Anthony Richardson. But like if we're evaluating based on what's going on now, I think that's how we get to Daniel Jones, because we're evaluating this stuff on preseason, on practicing with other teams, and I think Daniel Jones in those controlled settings can look good. When shit gets live, shit gets real, Daniel Jones is going to be Daniel Jones. We have enough data on Daniel Jones to know how he's going to look. But I just think to this point, you know, with a brief preseason, with a longer regular season, it's not a lot of reps out there. You have a short window to like really prove something. Have we seen anyone take anyone's spot yet? I don't know if we've seen anybody take anybody's spot yet this offseason. I think it's so condensed with the offseason, with the preseason, and then the season is so long that teams kind of figure who their guy is, and they're probably just going to go into the season with that guy and then move on as they see fit. But they have to let that guy play in the season because no one's really taking a 3-game preseason.
Well, that's probably the only one.
They're not taking it serious anymore.
That's probably the only one where you can say, okay, Daniel Jones went in there and took Richardson's spot.
But isn't that why you brought in Daniel Jones, though, to see if he can take his spot?
Damn, like that?
I mean, like to bring in a guy like a Daniel Jones, somebody in the front office or the coaching staff thought that he can probably take his spot. You know what I'm saying? Now,
yeah.
The beautiful thing about football, though, and about sports, though, Ross, is that eventually, right? Because first of all, let's back up. Daniel Jones was a 6th overall pick, right? But the beautiful thing about sports is that we're gonna get to play games. Like games are getting ready to start. Like college football, I think kicks off this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. What is it? Is it this weekend?
They kick off this weekend, yeah.
College football. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. The beautiful thing is with Richardson, like I said, also Daniel Jones, he's a guy where his style of play, Daniel Jones is slick, athletic.
Mm-hmm.
He'll stack away. Daniel Jones one, hip, what they call a hip drop tackle. You know what I'm saying? And Anthony Richardson, you back in there. So yeah, the thing is, I think with a lot of these guys, and I know for a fact Richardson, like you got to be mentally tough and mentally strong enough to like fight through. And even at Florida, when the fan base kind of turned on Richardson, he kind of get down on them. Like, when you building them up and you instilling all confidence and you pushing all, all the good narratives, he's good. When they get a little shaky around him, he'll crumble. So that's a sad situation. Shout out Anthony Richardson, hometown kid. I would love to see them go ahead and get rid of him. If they really don't want him, trade him, do whatever.
I mean, you got him as backup.
Be under a good coach, though. If he went to the right situation, I think he could have a rejuvenation.
We'll bring him. I mean, we can bring him into, if he wants to like win rings, we can bring him into Kansas City, let him sit down and watch.
I would like to see him go learn from Josh Allen, because I think Josh Allen dealt with some of the same problems when he first came.
But he's not going to play behind Josh Allen, though. So why not go to Kansas City and at least win some rings?
But it's a similar skill set. It's a similar skill set.
Yeah, but he's not going to play. Just go to Kansas City and get you some rings.
But he need to go somewhere and learn. That's what I'm saying. He need to go somewhere and don't play for 3 years and just learn. You can't really
win 3 rings.
You can't learn from Mahomes. Mahomes just do shit that you're not supposed to do. No. I'm saying, like, okay, Roy, if you was teaching your son how to play quarterback, you wouldn't show film of Mahomes and say this is what you do. He do too much shit that you're not supposed to do. He just can do it. It's like Mahomes throw across his body. He do all this stuff. He just, he's him, but that's not coachable. Like, you don't want to coach that because everybody ain't Mahomes.
Let me ask you a question. Who's the best offensive play caller in football right now?
Andy Reid.
Me too.
I would say Andy Reid. I would say
me too.
My boy at the Rams.
Andy Reid's the best play caller, and he got a guy you saying does everything wrong, but yet they've been to 3 straight Super Bowls.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm saying it's like,
okay, I'm with you. I'm not saying like you can. I'm not telling you to like. It's the Steph Curry thing, right? Steph Curry is the great shooter. I'm not like, it's not if you can't shoot like him, you shouldn't be shooting that many threes. I'm with you.
You can't even like model your game after him because you.
The problem is though, you said Josh Allen. You said Josh Allen. He's the reigning MVP. He's the
reason why I said Josh Allen is because I feel like early on Josh Allen was similar to Richardson. He was just a strong arm, and he really couldn't control it. He wasn't that good. Josh Allen was from the small school. He just was big, strong, and could throw far. And then it was like a shift in year 3, year 4, where, okay, Josh Allen took that step. It was when they brought in Diggs. You know what I'm saying? And then they went and changed the coaching staff and went and brought in the quarterback whisperer to help him. I think Richardson needs that same thing because in Indianapolis, they ain't. Indianapolis, another one of them teams we was talking about Cleveland. They never gonna get it right. We was talking about Washington with John Wall. It's just some teams where, like, it don't matter who walk in them doors. You never gonna look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. I'm with you on that. It's tough. Listen, I'm no Danny Dimes fan. Shout out to Daniel Jones. I'm no fan of his. I'm no man's fan. I just think I can see though how like in off-season, preseason evaluations you would take him right over Richardson. I think Richardson probably, because I don't think Daniel Jones is going to start the whole season. I think Richardson comes in at some point and takes over starting from him. I don't know what week that is because you brought up the stats. We got 3, 4, 5 years of consistent bad play from Daniel Jones. So we know who he's going to be. And at some point he's going to show that. So I'm fine on him. So I'm not tripping on that. Can we go here? I'm going to go Travis Hunter. Then I'm going to go to Eve. Shout out to Who's That Girl? Travis Hunter. Listen, Ross, I'm not a hater. I promise you I'm not. I think Travis is a good kid, great kid. Really got a lot of love and respect for Travis Hunter. Great kid. I'm one of the few people in these spaces who didn't quote unquote hate on him and his fiance's or wife. Matter of fact, his wife's, right? Him and his wife relationship. A lot of people were hating on that. Never hated on it. It's a lot of stuff coming out that I'm hearing out of Duval. A lot of stuff I'm hearing coming out of Duval County that now people are worried. They're not saying the word worried, but they're expressing some concern, Ross, about him with this two-way thing and how effective he can be, because what I'm hearing is that they don't think that he has one position down, let alone the second one.
Who's saying this?
I can't give you my sources. I'm a journalist.
Is this the team? Is this
hey, listen, you figure it out. I'm a journalist.
Okay. So they worried. Okay. I don't think they worried.
They
I
worried.
think
Not concerned yet, but just a little worried from what they've seen in the preseason, in the practices.
it's a
The
bigger
joint.
worry with the quarterback. Yeah, we
Well,
can't worry about the
I
kid who
agree
just
there.
got here.
But look, Ross, when you're playing receiver, if we're worried about the quarterback, that goes hand in hand. Because how the hell can he get you the ball?
Well, no, you got
You can be the best, Ross. You can be the best receiver in the world. If you got a quarterback that can't get you the ball, who cares?
And I feel you, but you got a $200 million worry over there in Trevor Lawrence. Travis Hunter, I think, like we said, it's still business at the end of the day. Nobody don't care about the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're one of them organizations again. So Travis Hunter's gonna sell jerseys, put butts in that stadium. He gonna get Jacksonville on a couple televised games. He got us talking about Jacksonville. Travis Hunter just got to go out there and make a couple plays. I think that's it.
What if he don't?
But it's no time in saying what if he don't. What you mean? What if he don't? We only can go by what he's done in the past. What he's done in the past, made plays.
Okay.
Made plays
against HBCU talent and against Big 12 talent.
Against whoever. He was the number one player coming out of high school. He made Nick Saban quit.
We've seen a lot of number one players come out of high school not be that good.
He made Nick Saban quit, the greatest coach ever.
Ross, we've seen a lot of number one players out of high school not be that good.
We made the greatest coach ever that don't use social media and don't do all the stuff, do everything the right way. We seen him crying and accusing Dion of cheating and stuff. He had to come out and apologize because his feathers was ruffled so bad because he couldn't get Travis Hunter. And now you trying to act like he just an ordinary deal.
I'm trying to figure out what that means for the NFL, though. Like, what does that equate to?
I'm saying this kid, he's been that at every level. I'm saying you act like that. He's been.
Yeah, this is the NFL, though. Like, you do realize, Ross, that every player in the NFL has been that at every level. He's not the only one. Everybody's been that.
Right. So, like I said, all he got to do
is. But not everybody in the NFL pans out, though. That's what I'm saying.
All he got to do, and a lot of dudes don't. A lot of dudes might be superstars. A lot of dudes just have decent careers where they play, like we was talking about with John Wall, where they played 10 years and they was, made a lot of money. Like, I'm not saying Travis Hunter finna got like Champ Bailey, but Travis Hunter can go out there and if he scored 3-4 touchdowns and he catch 2-3 picks, it's a success.
No, it's not, Ross. Let me tell you why. If he scores 3 or 4 touchdowns, catch 2 or 3 picks, and gives up 1,200 yards passing, that's not a good year. That's not a good year.
If he give up 1,200, but what if he give up 500?
Well, how many times is he out there? How much is he out there? That might be a bad look too.
You're going to move the goalposts every time, bro.
How much is he out there? I don't know how much he's out there. Listen, if he's out there just on –
I think it's disgusting wishing somebody to fail, man.
I'm not wishing him to fail. I'm telling you that I'm hearing concern.
Just to make your point.
I promise you, I'm telling you, you don't understand. I've talked to people in private. In the last 5 to 7 years, there's no kid that I wanted to see more than Travis Hunter. I promise you that. I just think that, man, you talk about you thought that they were setting up Shador to fail. I think they setting up Travis to fail. I think this is a long road to hoe is what he's trying to do. I think it's very, very difficult. And I got a lot of respect for NFL talent. And I'm not – I know how much film that you know guys that play in the NFL, Ross, that you grew up with or that you know how much film they got to watch to be good at corner, to be good at receiver. And you're telling me this guy, right, as a rookie, is going to play both positions? Like, it's tough. I'm just saying it's tough is all I'm telling you.
Right, but they got him listed as the third corner. So that means that means he's only going to play based on formation.
Okay.
He's only going to play when they want to bring him
But you
out.
just told me you don't believe in Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he the second receiver. He the third corner.
I know, but but he's a number 2 overall pick.
So you're the second receiver.
Okay, but you don't believe in the quarterback. So what are you going to do? My thing is, as a second overall pick, you're supposed to help change something. What is he going to help change? Is he going to make Trevor Lawrence's life easier?
Nah, I
That's
don't
what he's
think
supposed to. Ross, that's what he's supposed to do as a second overall wide receiver, is make Trevor Lawrence's life easier.
Right, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence is that. I think it's bigger than Travis Hunter. Brian Thomas had a damn good year last year. He ain't make Trevor Lawrence look no better.
Well, he's not a second overall pick.
You're right, but Brian Thomas might be moving in that top 10 receiver category, and he ain't. Trevor Lawrence ain't. You know, I think that Jack, we've been a common denominator all night. I guess this is the theme of the show. Some organizations just ain't gonna be good, bro. You know, like as we're moving into basketball season and football season, and we talk about who we think is gonna be successful and what's gonna happen. It's not ironic that it's always the same teams that are good, and it's the same teams that's getting top picks every year because they always bad. Jacksonville is going to be bad. Travis Hunter going to sell some jerseys. He's going to be a fan favorite. He's going to have a couple highlights where he can do his dances and celebrations. And that's that. That's why I said 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. If he could have 3 or 4 touchdowns and 2 or 3 picks, that's it.
So listen, shout out to Travis. I got a lot of respect for Travis, man. I like Travis as a human being, as a young man. Good dude. So I want to see him do well. I just think this is an uphill battle. I think this is an uphill battle. Now he is in a division where in terms of like playing corner, not a lot of great receivers you're going against, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that bodes well for him. So we'll see what happens. And he might listen. Anytime Danny Dimes is throwing the ball, he might have some picks out there for him in that division. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If Danny Dimes is going to be throwing the ball, I got some picks waiting on me. So you got to catch him. So there we go. All right. Before we get up out of here tonight, I ain't even going to get to the fact that y'all done had Genuine down there at SeaWorld in Orlando acting a fool. I ain't even get to that. We'll talk about that on Thursday. We're going to get to that on Thursday.
I was asking for their money back.
Y'all had Genuine down there in Orlando. Y'all also had a woman that was working at McDonald's in Orlando that was nodding off, looked like she was off the finny. Yeah, and then like the customers was at McDonald's, they went behind the counter and started making their own sandwiches. We're gonna get to that all on Thursday. We're gonna be heavy Florida on Thursday.
Okay.
But right now I want to go to hip hop. And I want to talk about female hip hop, and specifically someone who I consider potentially on the Mount Rushmore of female hip hop, EVE. A lot of respect for Eve. Think Eve's a real spitter. Who's That Girl's a classic. I like the joint, the got a man that I think I'm gonna love forever. I think that joint was fire. She had the classic joint where she talked about domestic violence. That's a great track, right? She got a lot of features where she spits, not only with the Rough Riders, My Chick Bad, her verse is solid. Like Eve's a real spitter. She's a real one, right? She's solidified in the game. She has a memoir coming out, a book coming out. And in her memoir entitled Who's That Girl? Ross, would you believe that Eve talks about she had a brief romance with Suge Knight because at the time she was signed to Dr. Dre, and she wanted to get back at Dr. Dre because she felt that Dr. Dre was not giving her music priority.
Hold on.
Do you understand how?
Huh? You lost me.
Don't get lost.
So she was signed to Dre.
Yeah, she's working with Dre.
They weren't giving her priority.
Yeah.
So she had an affair with
So
Suge.
she went and started messing with Suge. She talks about like her and Suge Knight was dating for a while.
So she wasn't just signed to Dre, she was dating Dre too. So
No, she wasn't dating Dre. She just knew that like Dre and Suge had beef. And because she thought Dre wasn't giving her the right respect or the right attention, I'm gonna get your attention, nigga, right? Because I'm gonna start messing with a nigga that I know is your enemy.
wow, that's cold.
Yeah.
That's cold.
Yeah.
So she's talking about this present day now?
Yeah, she's talking about it in her new recently released book.
Yeah, that's cold. What you think?
She talks about it. I mean, that's dirty pool. You know what I'm saying? That's dirty pool. She said that she met Suge Knight. I'm quoting her from her book now. I'm quoting her from her book. Suge Knight, so she said that she was hosting the Soul Train Awards. She says Suge Knight was in the building. Quote, I knew what I had to do, she writes. She approached her security guard with a request that drew a look of disbelief. And she said, I want to go holler at Suge, right? She walks up to Suge and she says, hi, I've been waiting to meet you. Right? Eve had released 2 albums. Let me back up. The introduction led to Dinner, right, in Beverly Hills, where Suge Knight offered to help her navigate her tensions with Interscope Records. By then, Eve had released 2 albums on the label, was chafing at what she describes as a hostile working relationship with Dr. Dre. I was still in my little mood about Dre, even though we made a solid hit together. So having Suge, his former boss at Death Row, stomping around Interscope felt like some sweet revenge, she admits. I am not really sure how I concocted this idea, yet here we were. That's diabolical shit, dude.
Yeah, that's cold turkey. That's cold-blooded.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he out here with some real shit going on, some real street shit going on.
And I was gonna say that lets you know how easily they could really get the drop on you, because that's crazy. Because now we know what type of game Suge was playing for Eve to do that.
I mean, you got to remember. See, for the people that don't know, right? Dr. Dre has a baby with Miss Chalet.
Mm-hmm.
Suge Knight has a baby with Miss Chalet. He backdoored Dre with Miss Chalet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Dre and Suge, just saying, Dre and Suge always had some wild shit going back and forth with them in terms of like, because like with the Death Row shit, everybody looked at Dre as Dre is Death Row, and Suge made sure to let everybody know, no, I'm Death Row. I'm the head of Death Row. I'm the HNIC, right? She goes on to say, though, Ross, she goes on to say, the relationship, she insists, was never transactional, although Knight's courtship came wrapped in unmistakable romantic gangster symbolism. Red plants, red furs, he's a blood. Maybe my red hair was a green flag for him too, she notes. The romance was short-lived. She says that the reason basically she called it quits was because D and Y, if people that don't know them, those are the founders of Rough Riders. Those are her mentors, and she says those are her mentors and protectors. They made their disapproval clear. Quote, they didn't like the idea of me hanging out with Suge at all. Unquote, Eve writes. And then quote, when my guys said it was time to cut the cord, I didn't think twice. But she was willing to like do all that, right, in order to get back at Dre because she didn't feel like stuff was going right. I just think it's I think it's a bad look. I haven't read the whole book. Shout out to Eve. I got a lot of respect for Eve, but man, I don't like that.
I think that's a bad look for just women in general who do stuff like that. Like,
right.
Like, okay, think about it. Dudes, we do some grimy stuff. But
Right.
we not thinking of let me go get the person you hate and let me get close to this person and throw it. Like we not that connive. Like that's dirt. That's bad. And that lets you
Yeah.
know how you can get backdoored out here. You know, she done known the code to get into your spot and all. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, real shit.
Dude like Suge, like you never even know. Suge might have just been playing the game. Suge might snatch you up one day and make you give me the code to the house.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. You think you playing Suge the whole time? Suge playing you.
Exactly. Like
So
yeah, that's a crazy game to get caught up in.
I think it's wild, especially as a woman who's married with kids, to
To
write a
even be talking
memoir
about that.
and be talking about that in your book. Yeah, that's crazy. If I'm your husband, I'm like, yo, come on, why we talk about,
That was my next question. Is like, okay, with these books, I guess when you go to writing a book, that give you the approval to where you can just go ahead and start talking about all your dirt. Because
yeah, but some dirt need to
Will,
go to the grave with you
Will
though.
Smith's wife, you know, we see it just time and time. They write these books and they just it's got to be about who I used to talk to and who I could have been with and all this and who used to
But
love me.
to me though, that seems like you're not interested on your own though, right? You got to add that, like you got to add this other stuff. Because like my thing is, what did that do for anybody? Because nobody, I never heard that before. I'm sure people in the industry probably knew, right? But that was not like a widely known thing. So like, why did we need to know that she was messing with Suge? Because look, now she is talking about she had a brief romance. Now I'm like, damn, Suge was fucking? Like she didn't say that Suge was fucking, but I'm assuming now Suge was fucking. So now I'm looking at Eve. So now I know for a fact you was fucking Stevie J, who was a hit maker out here making beats, right? I know Stevie J made a sex tape with you. So I know you was fucking Stevie J, right? I know you started off as a stripper. So now I'm thinking wild stuff about you. And now I'm hearing that you so diabolical, you willing to go mess with Suge Knight because you know that'll get Dre mad. So now I'm just thinking like you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm her husband, forget Cassie's husband at this point. That nigga should be, in therapy. But I'm just talking about if I'm her husband and I'm like putting all this stuff together. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be hearing all this in these, seeing this in these books. Like, why are you even writing this book? Who's
Right.
calling? Who wants an Eve book? Who the hell has been asking for a book of Eve?
Isn't her husband like a billionaire?
So she cleared that up too. She was saying like somebody started that rumor. She was like, he's not a billionaire, but like he's several M's up.
Okay,
like he's good in the streets. Right. He's good in the streets. He
but
ain't,
you ain't out here trying to get no money. What you doing? Like
she's selling a book.
But that's what I'm saying. I can see if like, okay, I ran through my royalties. I need some money. I'm
right.
gonna write
This
book.
is yeah.
Like you good. Like you kind of disrespecting your man.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
Yeah.
You know what this is though? Because even though, see, this is the crazy part. My wife at. Okay, she not looking. This is the crazy part when we talk about women, Ross, right? A lot of women are just never happy, never satisfied because she got a marriage, a successful marriage. She got kids. She got money. Her husband got his own money. Everybody's good. But you know what she don't got right now?
What?
Attention. She don't got no attention right now because she ain't putting out no music. She's just a regular married woman with a lot of money. No attention.
Yeah.
And so, let me write a book, get some attention.
People get bored and they gotta, I think sometimes people can't be okay with everything just being okay. So it's like I gotta shake it up a little bit, right? Because it's boring to just go day by day with everything is fine and we ain't got no you know what I'm saying?
Right. No issue.
Like we ain't got no issues, everything's fine. I'm happy, all my needs are met. Like that's boring. We gotta have a little drama. I need some headlines. I need some commotion. So you're right. Women are never satisfied, and I think they get bored and they just go to doing stuff for attention, like you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You're
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
And
Because like,
I'm not even on my Kevin Samuels and none of that.
rest in peace, Kevin Samuels.
I just think that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, because like nobody was sitting back like, man, you know, we want to write a book. We want to hear Eve's story. Like, not to say she don't got a great story, because we know she came up as a stripper. You know what I'm saying? In her early days, got with the we understand her story, but like, we don't
saying it like that.
Well, because she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, she want to
I
put out
think,
that shit.
I think it's fair to say they probably all started off as majority of them in the industry.
Well, see, I didn't come up in that era of hip hop. See, I'm from a different era of hip hop. But we had MC Light, Queen Latifah, right? Well, we're like Salt and Pepper, like women that wasn't coming up as strippers. See, I didn't come up in that era. I'm sorry, I didn't come up in the stripper woman rapper era. Now I understand that's
you in the 90s.
Who was a stripper? Lil' Kim wasn't no stripper. She talked nasty, but she wasn't no stripper.
But
Foxy wasn't no stripper.
You get what I'm saying, though. They all kind of like
Missy wasn't no stripper.
Okay, Missy was the exception, but like you get what I'm saying. They all kind of. It was that.
I mean, the first maybe stripper like to go pop might have been from your hood. We got.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying?
Florida brought that to the game.
But it was all that. Obviously Eve. You know, Eve brought
Trina? I think Trina was before Eve.
Eve bought the paw prints and took that worldwide.
Oh yeah, she did bring the paw.
Tell me that.
You know what? You right. Eve, boy, it was a whole generation of women that went and got paw prints after that. On their breasts, on their thighs, everywhere. Paw prints went crazy after that.
That's like a ratchet universal symbol. like if you see the paw prints, but
you right. Like, no, I forgot about the paw prints. You right.
You like I know you was wilding in the 90s.
Yeah. Cause she had the ball. They snatched up the illest vicious pit bull in the skirt. Yeah. She had the paw prints. Yeah, that was crazy.
The paw prints. I would say the short hair dude.
Short hair, yeah.
The short hair, the different short hair dudes. The motorcycles. The chick on the motorcycle. That was
You know what? I got it. I'm with you. Yeah.
You disrespected a little bit.
No. I'm acknowledging like Eve.
You said like the stripper thing 4 times, so we just had to clear. You kept saying she. So I just wanted to clear it up. Like no,
I'm bringing it up because like that's how they discovered. Like she came from the stripper world. I'm just saying that because the shit she did with Eve. That's some stuff that like we connect to like the conniving stripper world. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a callback to her back in the day.
That probably was when she was still, she was still in that world for sure.
Yeah, I just thought it was such a bad look though. You know what I'm saying? Because like again, as an artist, I got a lot of respect for Eve, man. A lot of respect for Eve. I think she was a spit. I thought she held her own on the Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? I always thought she did her thing whenever she was featured on the track. Back in the day, niggas used to call me Drag On. Back in the day, like, nigga, you like Drag On. I used to hate that nigga Drag On from the Rough Riders. Like, fuck that nigga, man.
Rough Riders, man.
Shout out to the Rough Riders. Shout out to the Lock. Shout out to my man Kiss, man. Joe and Jada be going crazy.
They be going crazy. Rest in peace, DMX. Rest in peace, DMX. Yeah. I feel like DMX was one of the last niggas holding niggas accountable out here. DMX, he was early on though. He ain't like Drake Train. That's one of my favorite clips.
What about him, dude? What about him? He wasn't fucking with him at all.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right, let's get up out of here, man. Let me just as we leave for the night, I just want to make sure everybody knows that 3-pointers made as a rookie between Jordan and Bronny. It's the same 3-pointers made. I just want to let that be known for everybody. It's the same amount of 3-pointers made for Bronny and for Jordan as a rookie. I'm just putting that out there for everybody, man.
Oh, Jordan only made 9 threes his rookie year.
Yeah, same as Bronny. Just putting that out there.
Okay.
So shout out to Bronny. Yeah, so he's got a shout out to Bronny.
I think he had 2,000 points or something like that.
I ain't got nothing to do with how many points here. I'm talking about threes. We talking about three. We talking about shooting the deep ball. We shoot the deep ball now. You some years behind, Ross. We shooting the three now, bro. Come on, man. You know what we doing now. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
Hey, so let me just pull up. So college football, do we have an
Let's go.
Let's see.
My fault. I got the schedule up right now, so we got
August
some games.
23rd. Okay, so Thursday we'll be able to get into it, y'all. College football is here. Football is back. Let's get it.
Yeah, we got some games. I thought I had it up. Hold on, do I not have it?
I got it right here.
Yeah, what's the schedule? It's like 4 games on Thursday, right?
No, I got Saturday is the first day.
That's what I mean. I said Thursday. I meant Saturday. Yeah. You got Iowa State, Kansas, right?
Iowa State, Kansas State, Fresno State, Kansas, UNLV, and Idaho State, and then Sam Houston in Western Kentucky.
I think Western Kentucky's on upset alert. I think give me the AA team. Sam Houston is a boss. Double A team.
That's in Houston.
Right outside of Houston, it's in Huntsville, right off I-45. Just north of Houston.
That's not a black school, eh?
No, it's not HBCU. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but they'll be solid. So I like them to win that. What you think? Boise State, South Florida. Who you got on Thursday, the 28th?
I'm gonna go South Florida. It's in South Florida. Yeah. I know a couple kids, local kids on that team. I'm gonna go South Florida. Boise should win that though. After last year, what they did, Boise should win that.
Okay. How you feel about this one? Jacksonville State versus UCF. Who you taking in that one?
I think that's a scary game for UCF. UCF should win. That's a scary one though. I think that's a scary one.
Think Jackson State might give him a scare?
Yeah, I think
Jacksonville State. I'm sorry. Let me make sure.
Yeah, I think UCF been kind of sloppy the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll have to be one where they win dominantly, or that's gonna be the tail of the season. Like, if they come out and they BSing in that game, just throw the season away.
Let's go to one more Florida game. Bethune-Cookman going against FIU.
Ooh, FIU gonna kill them, but shout out. That'll be a turn
game though, right?
Huh?
It's gonna be a turn. That should be a turn game though.
Yeah. For the first drive, Bethune ain't been like that. Like, they'll have every once in a while where they play a tough team, but FAM's been the team.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
FAM, you've been really putting it down.
Yeah, in that conference, FAMU's been the team. But
okay, here goes a big game
for man right there. Shout out Bethune.
That's what I was talking about. But here goes a big game for the state of Florida. Florida Atlantic going to Maryland.
I like FAU. I like FAU. FAU, they're a sleeper.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. I think what's my dude that's coaching at FAU right now? I think he needs to win this game.
What's my boy's name? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think Florida Atlantic really needs to win this game, bro.
I was just down there a couple weeks ago, man. FAU is probably one of the most beautiful campuses. It's right in Boca, right there, in the rich part of Broward County. I encourage everybody take a trip to Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton. I'm just gonna let you know. Go down.
It's a nice campus.
Yeah, it's a nice campus.
Yeah, I just think that if you Florida, listen, at some at some point, you have to, like, that program is gonna have to say, you have to bow up, right, and say, we here. I think y'all got a new coach this year, though.
Yeah, Zach Kitley. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, I think he's a new coach this year. I know last year y'all had my man. I can't remember his name right now.
So FAU, they're in the American Conference.
Yeah.
So if we look at the American Conference, you got I I kind of like how they did this conference right here. So you got Temple, Army, East Carolina, Memphis, Navy, Tulane, Tulsa, Rice, North Texas, UAB, Charlotte, South Florida, Florida Atlantic, and UTSA.
So just for the record, Tom Herman was the name I was thinking of, but he's not. He's no longer there though. Tom Herman was there in 2024. So that's what I was thinking of. I thought Tom Herman was still there, but he's not there no more. So yeah.
If you look at it though, the top 5 ranked conference champions go to the playoffs. The American Conference can end up having a playoff team one of these times.
Stop, Ross. Stop.
No, hear me. Because
I'm not gonna hear
they're gonna beat up on each other.
Okay, it's a bad conference, Ross. Who cares?
It's the top 5 ranked. I think
you think the Americans gonna get a what are you talking? What are we talking?
One of these days they're gonna get some. Think about it. South Florida could mess around and go 9-3 over there.
So what?
And beat all their conference teams and lose.
They're not going to be an automatic bid. There'll be one of those other teams in there.
It's the top.
They'll be like a Boise State. They'll be like Boise State.
That's what I'm saying. The same way Boise. Yeah.
No,
that's what
Boise State had a Heisman Trophy candidate. That was different.
No, I'm not saying this year, but I like what that conference is doing in American. I think one of them schools could make a. Because UTSA had a run where they was finishing like 20.
It was gonna be nothing anyway. Here's what I'm gonna do for you, Ross. Give me Maryland. See, here's what I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Maryland. Give me Maryland. See, I just squashed all that. See how I did that? And then week 2, FAU they play Florida A&M.
FAU play Florida A&M. Now, see. I think that'll be a little bit fam got some, but it's levels though. Any of those small Florida D1s compared to like the HBC, fam or Bethune will never really beat them. You'll just see a good, you know what I'm saying? You'll see a good half. You'll see somebody kind of.
Okay. Let me give you another game. Let me tell you who they play.
None of them HBC.
Let me tell you who they play week 3. So week 1, FAU plays Maryland. Week 2, they play FAMU. Week 3, FIU comes to town, or they play FIU. Who you got now?
That's a fact. Yeah, what I'm saying is, I just believe South Florida is the one I'm looking at. I think South Florida.
I think UAB gets them. I think South Florida gets them. I think Navy gets them. I got them winning 3 games.
Okay, put it like this. South Florida starts with Boise. If South Florida beats Boise, they play Florida, they play Miami. They can get killed by both of them teams. South Florida can win the rest of the games on their schedule and end up. And
I don't think you okay, so you said they lose I think they lose to Miami though. Even
I said if they beat Boise and lose to Florida, Miami.
Okay,
they can run the rest of the schedule.
You think they beat South Carolina State?
South Florida?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. They got Charlotte, North Texas, Florida Atlantic, Memphis, UTSA. I think they lose. I think Navy's good. Okay, but I'm with you though. All the rest of those games are very winnable.
So that's what I'm saying. I like what the American Conference is doing. I think they set themselves up to where, they'll be that team. All those teams have 1 or 2 out of conference big games. Right. Other than that, if they get a real good team in that conference that runs it, they'll have a chance to play for a player.
Just to play about there before we go tonight, man. Everybody who knows college football really knows college football don't kick off this weekend. Really, this is the JV shit. Real college football kicks off next Saturday. That's when you get an 11 a.m. kick, with Texas and Ohio State. We only play big games at UT. We don't play no little warm-up games. We don't
one of the worst schedules out of all the SEC teams.
How we got a worst schedule? We start off with Ohio State, defending national champs.
Bro, and Okay.
Who
what's
else
his
starts
schedule?
off with the defending national champs but us?
Y'all scheduled that 4 years ago before Ohio State was the defending
We play
national
Florida. Hold on, we play your team, Florida, this year.
at
Talk to
Florida.
me. I
Okay,
don't know
look at
where we
y'all
play
out
at.
of okay.
We
I feel you. Y'all scheduled a good out of conference game in Ohio State. Y'all play San Jose State, UTEP, Sam Houston State, Florida, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Arkansas, and as
That
of right
sounds like a SEC gauntlet to me. The only team we don't play
no,
is
it's
Bama.
not. As of
Who we
right
don't
now,
play, Ross? Who we don't play in the SEC? We don't play Bama. That's it.
y'all don't play
Auburn not
LSU.
that good.
Y'all don't play LSU.
They're good.
What you mean?
Stop.
Bro,
LSU
y'all
ain't no
play the
world
bottom.
beaters.
No. Everybody know in the SEC, it was a such thing of the SEC East and the SEC West. They got rid of the size. Y'all play the bottom feeders that we was playing in the SEC East. Y'all play
at the end of the season. A&M was playing for a spot in the conference championship game. We played A&M. We played Georgia. We played Vanderbilt, who was beating everybody last year. We played OU and we played Florida. Vanderbilt was us beating everybody last year. Stop that.
Y'all got 5 ranked teams. We played 4 top 5 teams in a month. What are you talking like?
Hey, listen, man.
Y'all,
I ain't got
look at y'all schedule.
We played the national champs.
Huh?
We played the defending. Do you play the defending national champs?
No,
we do.
We don't.
Okay, we do. We do. I'm just telling you what we do. Yeah? You heard?
Yeah. No.
We going to Ohio State and we gonna smack the shit out of them.
Yeah, we got to get in.
We go to Ohio State and we gonna smack the shit out of them.
I think
hallelujah, holla back.
I think the Heisman race and all the hype behind little Manning, I think it'll be over week 1.
Okay. Y'all stay tuned with us, man. This bull over here, he doing too much. We'll be back though, man. Y'all stay locked in with us. We appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with us tonight. It's up. Here we go, man. Football season is right here. It's right around the corner. College football gets started this weekend. We get it popping. NFL, we got a week to go, and we're gonna get everything going around there as well. So, man, you want to stay right here with Ross and Risky. You dig what I'm saying? Every Tuesday and Thursday night. We up out of here tonight, man. Peace, y'all. We holla.